Well, I think we proposed a budget that's honest and responsible. I try to be as candid and specific as possible yesterday. I think it's very important for Illinois to always have that, but particularly now. You know, when I became governor, I inherited a lot of difficult challenges. One of them was Illinois' fiscal conduct over a long number of years left a lot to be desired. We had a terrible recession, but it was compounded by the fact that there was a lot of fiscal mismanagement, frankly, many years before I arrived. And so we tried to deal with that. And one of the, probably the principal reform that we enacted was getting pension reform. It took a long, hard battle to do it. There were those who tried to sabotage it at the last minute even. They did whatever they could to try and prevent the bipartisan agreement from getting a majority of votes in the House and Senate. So doing pension reform I thought was a very important reform. We had to cut the budget over the last 5 years over and over again. I think our number is about $5.7 billion, which is a significant amount of money. It includes reforming Medicaid, restructuring it. Very difficult thing to do, but we did it. And then we also had to negotiate an employee contract. We have public unions that represent employees, and we honor the collective bargaining process. Jerry, who was my budget director, spent 15 months negotiating the contract, a 3-year contract, where we saved $900 million in health care costs for the taxpayers. So those three approaches of spending reductions, pension reform, collective bargaining agreement savings have put us in a lot better position today than we were 5 years ago. And Illinois collects more money every year in property taxes than our state collects in state income tax and state sales tax combined. This is a system that is a 19th century system, basically, that we have been using too much, over-relying on, to fund the most important mission of the 21st century for our government, and that's to invest in education. So we have this moment in history to go forward or to go backwards. I'm specific and concrete. The other people have no plan other than slashing education, starving public education, and saying that that's going to lead to excellent schools. Well, nobody believes that. That's a lot of baloney. Those who make decisions, business decisions, I'll give you an example. Boeing. Boeing, is having labor problems in the state of Washington for their new airplane. And they couldn't get the union to agree to the proposal, the local out there. And so Boeing announced with great fanfare they were going to look around the United States for other locations to build this plane. And they invited presentations from everywhere. And there was like, 70 or 80 different entities that applied. We got picked, Rockford, Illinois. We were in the last 5. They came to Rockford. They were amazed by our airport. They were amazed by the fact that Chrysler and Sergio Marchionne, their CEO, went from 200 workers to 4,000 overnight because they have skills. And ultimately the union voted for the contract there in Washington. But I know we made a great impression on a very big company, a manufacturing company, by the skill of Illinois workers, by our infrastructure, not only our airports, but our roads, our railroads, our water systems. We have water, and a lot better off than many places. We shouldn't forget Illinois has a lot of assets, starting with our workers. And so those who are gloom and doom, I don't buy into it, because I interact directly with Quinn, the world's largest manufacturer of water pumps, came to Downers Grove, Illinois from Denmark. They're impressed by our commitment to water, but they also said your universities, your workforce, your transportation, your ability to fly to 127 different places around the world nonstop from O'Hare, those are assets that no one else can match. So I really feel, as a business publication, there are a lot of good things Illinois has. And frankly, when decisions are made about jobs, the first thing our businesses look at is workforce and skill, ability to attract top-notch talent. Woodward Governor, located in the Rockford area, is a tremendous company that makes parts for airplanes. They decided to expand in our state because we got engineers. And I think it's important to realize that those kind of things are really what the businesses look for.